Okay, so let's take up the first 2 pages. And then the multiple choice, page 3 and 4, will be homework tonight. Okay, so we took up A already. We talked about this. Let's do B. B is this line right here. So I gave you 2 points. I gave you this point and this point. So I'm going to do my rise over run. Okay. I went down 2. So since I'm going down, I know it's negative. So negative 2. And how many spots did I go over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My run is 5. So my slope is simply negative 2 over 5. My y-intercept, looking at my y-axis, this is my y-axis. Where does it cross my y-axis? At 5. There you go. So put it together in y equals mx plus b form. Y equals negative 2 over 5x plus 5. Right. In standard form meaning putting everything together to one side. So I'm going to move this over, and then I'm going to get negative 2 over 5x. The y is already on the left side, so I keep it. I need to move the plus 5 over, so it becomes minus 5. Now that I move everything over, that means the right side, there's nothing left, so it equals 0. All right. How many of you left it like this? That's your answer. How many of you got this? That's your answer. All right. Why don't I like this answer? Why don't I like this answer?
Fraction.
Fraction. You cannot have fraction. ABC has to be integers. So to get rid of the fraction, multiply everything by 5. So 2 times 5 divided by 5, you're left with 2. Y times 5 is 5y. And negative 5 times 5, 25. 0 times 5, 0. Okay, that's standard form. Okay, so if you left it like this, it's going to be wrong. It has to be this. ABC has to be integers. You cannot leave it with fractions. I went around, I saw a lot of you guys left it as fraction. Okay. C, this line right here. Again, I gave you 2 points, this point and this point. So counting my rise over run, my rise, I went up 1. And my run, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 over 7. My y-intercept is at 1. So my slope-intercept form is y equals 1/7 x plus 1. Move everything to one side. Now this time, instead of moving that 1/7 x to the left side, I'm going to move that y to the right side so that I keep the positive. So 1 over 7x minus y plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so I moved the y over to this side. But again, I don't like this answer because it's because it's fraction. Okay, I don't like fractions. What are we going to multiply everything by? 7 to get rid of the denominator. So 7 times 1 divided by 7 is just 1x or just x. 7 times negative y, negative 7y. 7 times 1, 7. 7 times 0, 0. Okay, and that's my answer in standard form. Okay. D, this line right here, horizontal line has a slope of, yeah, nice and loud? 0, thank you. Because the people at the back couldn't see your hand signal. Okay, so 0, what's my y-intercept? What number is that? Yeah, negative 6, all right. Okay, so I know I purposely crossed out that number so that you can't really see it. But if you look at the scale, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8. So you should know that that's negative 6. So my y-intercept, I saw a lot of people write this. y equal 0x minus 6. Alright. I'm going to take off half a mark for that. Alright, because what's anything times 0? 0. So do I need this? No. So your equations should be simply y equals negative 6 like this. Okay. To put it in standard form, it's simply just moving this over to the other side. So y plus 0 equals, y plus 6 equals 0. Right? You don't have to have an x term. You don't need that 0x. Okay. So I saw some people struggle with this. You are going to see it on the test. I'm telling you. So make sure you understand this one. You will see this on the test. Exact same format, but just a different graph. Okay. This. Now you're not given a graph. You're just given coordinates. So I'm going to use the equation. x1, y1, x2, y2. So when you plug it into the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, y2 is 8, y1 is 5, x2 is 2, x1 is negative 6. Okay, so remember the little trick I taught you guys to put a bracket around your second number, whether it's positive or negative. So 8 minus 5, 3. 2 minus negative 6, you get 8. Okay. I have my m. Now I'm going to use one of these points. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to use this one because they're both positive. So I'm going to sub it into y equals mx plus b. Y is 8. M is 3 over 8. X is 2. Okay. So when you sub it, 8 equals 6 over 8 plus b. Right? This reduces down to 3 over 4. So 8 minus 3 over 4 equals b. Lowest common denominator and subtract. Or you can just take 8, take away 3/4. That means it's 7 1/4. You can do lowest common denominator and then subtract, or you can just think 8 whole, take away 3/4. That means I have 7 1/4 left. Okay. You can write like this, or you can also write it as an improper fraction like this. Okay. Both are correct. I actually like this more for when you are doing y equals mx plus b. So y equals 3 over 8x plus 29 over 4. Yeah. Why do you always ask when I'm doing a lesson and not when you are working? I'm going to say no because there's only 10 minutes left of class. Okay. If I left this as my final answer, will I get full marks? Okay, wait, I know your name. Where's my cheat sheet? Equal, why not? Standard form. I went around, not many of you caught that. So, putting this in standard form, lowest common denominator between 8 and 4 is 8. So that means I'm going to multiply everything times everything by 8 to get rid of the denominator. 8 times y, 8y. 3 times 8 divided by 8, 3x. 8 times 29 divided by 4, 58. So now putting it in standard form means I have to move this 8y over. So 3x minus 8y plus 58 equals 0. Okay, so that's your final answer. Okay. How many of you guys got this? All right, good job. How many of you got to this? Okay. So if you got to this, I'm happy. If you got to this, I'm really happy. Okay. This next one, parallel to the x-axis. Remember the trick? Parallel to x-axis, that means I'm looking at a horizontal line. I'm looking at a horizontal line that has to go through the point 6, -9. So a horizontal line that goes through the point 6, -9 has to be like that. So the equation for a horizontal line is always y equal. What is the y value there? -9. So y equals -9. Okay. The happy answer. I want the very happy answer. Y plus 9 equals 0. All right. Standard form, standard form, standard form. All right. So this is still, this is a good answer. This is a better answer, depending on the question.
I go fill my water.
There's only a couple minutes left, so you can wait. Okay, backside. I'm just gonna take these two really quickly. That's your x, that's your y, that's your m. Sub into y equals mx plus b. Y is 7. M is -1/5. X is 2. So when you sub it, you have 7 equals -2/5 plus b. So when you move it over, you add it. So you get 7 and 2/5. Okay. That if you change it to an improper fraction, 5 times 7 plus 2, you would get 37/5. So when you put it into a slope-intercept form, you get y equals -1/5x plus 37/5. Okay. And then looking at the time, I'll just leave it like this, but you should write it in standard form. Let me see. Standard form.
Wait, what's the time does that period we end at? Like 150?
In standard form, the equation is this. Okay, so you can try it afterwards. See if you get the same answer. Okay, this question is tricky. Through the x-intercept. Alright, you want to find out the x-intercept of this. Yesterday we did the, or I think it was Monday. Yes, yesterday was Monday. Okay, how do we find the x-intercept? How do we find x-intercept? Yeah?
Y equals 0.
That y equals 0. So let's sub it in. That y equals 0. So then 2x equals 6 divided. So x equals 3. So what's my coordinate then? Right here. What's the coordinate of this x-intercept? Yeah, on it.
3, 0.
3, 0. Good. You were paying attention yesterday. Alright. And then here, parallel to this line. So I need to rearrange this into y equals mx plus b form first. Okay. Divide everything by -5 so that I get this. And then I can simplify to 4/5x minus 2. Okay, so what do I want from this if it's parallel? If it's parallel to this, what does that tell me? What am I taking out of this equation? Mohammed? Same slope, good. So m equals 4/5. So m is 4/5. I have a point x and y. So when I sub it in, I will get. Okay, so I'll squeeze it in here. Sorry, I'm running out of room. Mx plus b. So y is 0. M is 4 over 5. X is 3. So when I solve it, I will get b to be negative 12 over 5 equals b. Okay, so my equation, y equal 4 over 5x minus 12 over 5. And in standard form, it's this. Okay. Again, because of time, I don't have time to show you guys right here. Don't pack up yet. I still have a few minutes, 3 minutes left. Okay, so you can try to do this. Okay, so really quickly, just these 3. I want to plot my y-intercept first. So I'll plot the 5. And then my slope is negative 1 over 4. So that means I'm going to go down 1 and then run over 4. And there's my second point. There's my line. Don't pack up yet. Not yet. Okay. X equals negative 6. That means it's a vertical line right here. That's my line B. And then third one, negative 2. Plot the point negative 2. My slope is 5, which is the same as 5 over 1. So up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1. There's my second point. So there's line C. Okay. For homework tonight, the multiple choice questions. Do the multiple choice questions. Answers are at the back for your multiple choice. Okay, answers are right here on the bottom. So make sure you try the multiple choice questions. Check your answer. I will post this video online so that you guys can watch it tonight if you need.